Hi friends, hope you're doing well today. Thank you for joining me for another video. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a bit of a prop box revamp. If you want to see the original prop box video, then I will go ahead and link it up here. If that's something that you're interested in, then go ahead and keep on watching. Alright, let's open up this box and let me just show you real quickly what we're working with in here. So these are Monstera Standeliana Albo cuttings. They're actually wet sticks. There are no leaves, so just sticks with nodes. I have it in this Wendy's container that my family buys baked potatoes in. Actually really nifty for propagations. The reason I put it in this separate container as opposed to the whole box, I just feel like it's contained and it's controlled in its environment so I can best monitor it. So if you saw my last plant haul, unfortunately this is what's left of the string of hearts, the variegated string of hearts. It's really sad. I don't know what I did wrong. This is literally all that's left. And I have a few more cuttings in a different container, but nothing really survived. I don't know if I overwatered it. I don't think so, but I'm not sure. If there's anything like more special about these plants, then let me know, because I want to get one and I don't want to kill it. And they're not cheap. So the other one that I have, I cut it up and I put it in spag, and it didn't keep. All the leaves rotted and there's nothing really viable in here. So that kind of sucks. Now the last one, I put really just the roots and the bulbs that were left after cutting it. I'm not kind of hopeful. The next cutting that I'm really excited to show you is actually from my Gloriosum plants. A few months back, I think it got root rot or something like that. In the cabinet, it was too humid for it, so the soil never got to dry up. And in that, it got root rot and the oldest leaf died off. I will go ahead and insert a picture here on what it looked like, but basically the oldest leaf died off and I had to begin from scratch. It's currently sitting in water. New roots are coming, a new growth point is coming. From that, I was able to cut off like a chunk from the base, and I decided to stick that into my prop box. I honestly didn't go in having high expectations, but I'm really excited as to how it came out. Okay, so this is the chunk that I cut off initially from the plant. It did have some roots, but it wasn't super established. And then I saw these two growth points begin to form. And honestly, I just tossed it in here with no hope. Only recently did I transfer it into this container. And as you can see, we have a leaf and then a new leaf coming out on that other node. Okay, so if we look at the main box that we had when we initially created this large box, I don't have much left. A few string of hearts that kind of just fell off of the other little containers, and then I have this regular string of hearts cutting that is doing well, but it just kind of plateaued. So nothing really exciting in there. This whole container just needs to be sanitized, and the way you sanitize sphagnum is just by boiling it, rinsing it really well, boiling it, and then giving it one last rinse, and then that's how you can reuse it. So that's my plan for the sphagnum that's in here, so that I don't have to toss it. But as you saw, I was moistening some new sphagnum just so that I can put this thing together ASAP and my plants have their environment back. All right, next, if you remember my brandy cuttings, this is sort of what's left. I have two nodes in here, and then I have the original plant in here, and this big one is the original plant. Because I have a large brandy, I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep this, but it's been really satisfying to see it grow from the smallest node ever, and it really could turn into a really lush plant considering all the nodes that are in here. All right, more recently I have chopped up one of my Micans plants. I feel like I'm always doing something with this plant. It was one vine that was growing very well, but I want a more lush plant. This is the sphagnum that I think is contaminated with the little crawlers. These are like the OG cuttings that I've had in here. I've given most of them away. I just give them away on like Facebook groups and stuff. Now, one of my more exciting updates is this Monstera albo node that I bought a few months ago. We have a node growing out. This thing was completely like butchered, and it was mostly my fault. This is growing in perlite and sphagnum, what I was recommended to use. This will also probably get cleaned off just so that everything in here is nice and clean and new. And that's the whole box situation. So this is what the string of hearts cutting it looks like. You see all those little roots? And then it has this growth point. This will continue to stay in the box. I just have to move it so that I can get it all cleaned up. So I actually took a bit of a break, but now we're back. I have this, not sure where this is from, but do you see that growth point there? I guess I'll just continue to leave it in this bag. I have a feeling it's Mycans maybe. So now I'm gonna take everything from in here and I'm just gonna put it in here so that I can store it for sanitation later. So now that this is emptied, I'm going to go ahead and take it over to the sink and make sure that it's nice and clean. And I will be right back when this is nice and clean. Alright, so I'm back. Now let's refill it with some clean and hopefully no pest infested moss. I'm thinking of putting these into some perlite. That'll probably be towards the end of the video when I can get like my perlite station and then this station cleaned. It's been in here for a few weeks now and nothing's happened. Okay, let's get rolling. So this plant, I plan on moving out of the box. I think that the roots are established enough for it to live outside. I will keep it in a controlled environment though and kind of separate from my other plants because I don't know if there are crawlers in here and I want to make sure that this is pest free before introducing it into the rest of my collection. I'm going to keep a bit of moss in here for the Mycans. I'm going to clean this out. I'm also going to clean out our Gloriosum, and I'm going to clean out the albo chunk that's in here. This part actually feels soft. All of this was rotted, so I just took it up. I'm gonna let this callus over for a little and then we'll put it back into spag. So now I'm going to begin separating these cuttings from this sphagnum for fresh sphagnum. Okay, so we're officially back with everything's cleaned, new perlite. I cleaned up the variegated Monstera chunk. What you doing, sir? What you doing? Excuse me, ma'am. Oh, so sweet. And now as far as this section goes, I don't have anything. Oh my gosh. Bro. Oh God. Please be okay. Alright. We're okay. Go over there. Well, please hold. Alright, we're back. No casualties. Alright, like I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, actually I'll probably just pull up this one over here. I have to make room for the elbow cutting. So I'm waiting for both sides to callus over essentially. So for now, I'm gonna leave it right here. And that's pretty much where we're at. So I still have these like original cuttings. I think I'm just gonna offer these up for free on Facebook because they're taking up valuable real estate in my box.